60th birthday. More from News Hub at 7.
The AM Show.
Okay, so Radio Live's Rural Exchange program with Carter's Tyres from 5 till 7 a.m. Saturday and Sundays. Joining me now is co-host Sarah Perriam. Sarah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so M. bovis, this is the cattle disease, the cow disease. It comes here in 2015, and in August 2018, as in yesterday, the government decides, we better act here, we better be urgent and take something through urgency in Parliament. Finally, they've done something, they've woken up from the slumber, but what they've done is huge, isn't it?
There was absolutely no need to rush this thing through. So what we are speaking about is what they sold the rest of the House on is changing a technical error in an act. It wasn't. It was to give MPI officers the right to go on any farm in New Zealand with no search warrant.
So they can just walk onto a farm.
This is massive and no consultation. Are we surprised from this government, though?
Well, I'm not surprised that they've finally taken some action because they have to take action. But the thing, what they've done here is
the mistrust.
Yes.
That they MPI have from farmers to hand over information is for a reason. So what are they doing? Coming out and saying, right, we're going to quickly change legislation so we can get what we want. So it's not the right way.
What I've seen here is that even the SIS doesn't have these powers, search and surveillance, and the Green Party, crucially, and get this, the Green Party have voted for this. They support the search and surveillance of the farms. They are always anti-spy. They have been for years and years anti-spy.
This is an intrusion of civil liberty, is the Greens' words back in 2012 against the Security Act, Surveillance and Security Act. A farm is not civil. Why single out one part of this country to just be able to do that? You have to get a warrant to do a drug raid. Are farmers worse than drug dealers?
Well, potentially, yes, if you look at this, because farmers, and I don't think they are, of course, but farmers, have they not been upfront with the information? What have they been holding back from MPI? I mean, that relationship is stuffed, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's what's happening in government and what's happening on the ground. And the attitudes of a lot of the case managers in dealing with the MPI hasn't been that comfortable. I mean, sure, we are dealing with a major biosecurity threat. No one, but the thing is, the government on both sides said, let's not politicise this. We need to be united to do a phased eradication. Phased, not urgent. So therefore, sit and consult with industry before making such a massive call.
If this was consulted on, that would take 6 months. They should have been consulting on this 2 years ago, not rushing it through overnight. This is a private property right that is now seriously under question. Not under question, they've lost their private property right. Someone can walk onto their farm today, am I correct in this, and just go for it, whatever go for it means.
Oh, it's scary, but hey, why have they rushed it through? Who do they need to try and get evidence from
Who's
urgently?
convinced them?
But you know where there has been a search warrant? On Osprey. MPI took out a search warrant just recently to get information from Osprey that they were not handing over about Nate. So
Remind people what Osprey is.
Okay, so this is the government department created to see out the animal tracing. They failed to do that. Michelle Edge has just recently resigned, and yesterday she was pulled before the Primary Production Select Committee to answer those hard questions of why it went so wrong.
David Carter was the former Minister of Ag. He should have probably started this process.
Well, he is very upset because he set this up to do exactly that. Have a system to trace animals in the case of a major biosecurity threat, and it's not working.
How incompetent have all the authorities and successive governments been on this issue of M. bovis? How incompetent has the whole thing been?
The incompetency has been through the agency that was employed to see out this legislation, which is Osprey. And there is going to be so much more investigation into that. Why does MPI need a search warrant to get Nate records? They should have access to that already.
It should be with the push of a button, shouldn't it, at central headquarters? Do you think they need to form some sort of alliance and argue this, go to court on this? I mean, do they have any comeback at all?
Well, I think that there needs to be a lot more inquiry go on, absolutely, into where it went so wrong. Because how are we going to get farmers to trust a system to make it work so that when we do have something like foot and mouth, we have all the information in the database? This is not just about biosecurity too. This is about the traceability of our product. So in market access means that we have authentic product as well.
Do farmers, what's your advice to farmers today? What can they do? If someone turns up with a clipboard and a white coat, 2 of them from MPI, they won't because they're hopeless. But anyway, if they do turn up, what happens next?
I'm not in the position to give advice to farmers on what to do. I mean, I think that farmers should be supporting MPI in what they're trying to achieve, which is phased eradication, absolutely. But I really feel that this is the wrong approach.
Yeah, they've turned up with a sledgehammer. Yeah, good on you, Sarah. Appreciate your time on the program. Don't forget, of course, Rural Exchange program, Saturday and Sundays, 5 till 7 with Carter's Tyres, the best tyres in the business. Right, the Bledisloe Cup, it kicks off tomorrow in Sydney, and